Shifting our focus to the United Kingdom now, where London's Metropolitan Police is under fire again. A new government report accuses UK's largest police force of deep-rooted homophobia, misogynistic behaviour and also racism. The report by British official Louis Casey found a culture of homophobia and sexism within the London force, adding that the Met Police failed to protect its female employees or even citizens.
Whichever way you look at it, whichever label or description, the evidence is absolutely clear that as an institution, are they prejudiced and discriminatory? Yes, they are. I think the evidence is pretty clear that the Met over polices and under protects, for example, the black community. If you look at the use of a stop and search, if you look at the use of force, it is disproportionately by a country mile done against black people rather than white people.
The report raises what it calls systematic and fundamental problems in the force, saying the department needs a complete overhaul. It has also recommended a detailed probe into cases that have been overlooked or suppressed. The issue of many cases of abuse by police personnel not seeing the light of day has been raised in the past too. The latest report was commissioned after the murder of Sarah Everard by a serving Metropolitan Police officer, Wayne Couzens. Many other similar cases have surfaced since then. Just last month, another officer, David Carrick, was jailed for life over a series of rapes and crimes against women. Some of these cases date back to the 2002 year. London Mayor Sadiq Khan called the report absolutely damning and said it should be treated as a turning point for UK's largest police force. And for more on this now, we are being joined by our London correspondent Alex Izat. Welcome to the broadcast, Alex. Calling this report damning is honestly an understatement at this point. There are instances of negligence in evidence, witness ill-treatment, racism, homophobia, sexism. How is the public reacting to this institution that is supposed to protect them but is actually letting predators flourish?
You're right there. It does seem to be the case within a lot of the units within the Metropolitan Police that this culture of toxicity, of racist, homophobic misogyny has been allowed to flourish. Now, we are expecting in about an hour from now, Suella Braverman, she's going to speak in the Commons and give a statement on Baroness Casey's review going ahead and what may change. We do know also that Sir Mark Rowley, who's the head of the Metropolitan Police, he's now only been really in that position since the end of last year. He has been asking the government to be able to change the processes within the Metropolitan Police itself to allow for sacking of staff quickly and efficiently so that this potentially won't happen again in the future. But Suella Braverman did say in a tweet that it is expected that more will come out before it gets any better as they try to weed out potential offenders within the police force. Now, generally, the public have had to put a lot of faith in the Metropolitan Police because they are such a wide-spreading force and they do a lot of good, especially with their technology. But hearing all of these cases coming out, and they are so extreme, you mentioned two there, Wayne Couzens and David Carrick, those two themselves are just indefensible, and I think the UK public really want to be able to trust the police forces no matter where they are, and especially the Metropolitan Police for keeping them safe. Of course, Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, he did say that austerity was a real problem and the police force have had less money year on year. In fact, in the next budget within April, they'll only be getting a 2% rise across the whole of the forces, and this needs to be something that is focused on. We keep seeing there's a lot of money put into defence, but it looks like more money is needed to ensure that police officers, the right type of police officers, are coming into the force, and this culture is cut out straight away. And that's what the public want to see happening soon. And hopefully Suella Braverman is going to be answering some of those questions when she faces the Commons later.
Absolutely. Now, Alex, the Met Police Chief has apologised for the findings. We are hearing that the London Mayor has also called the report damning. But this is not a one-off case. It looks like an absolute systematic failure. So do you think a chief and the London Mayor can be so naive to something so rampant in the Met Police?
Well, it's a sad state of affairs that it has got to this position, but it does seem that a number of police officers, and let's put it into context what it is. A lot of companies will see there are people within their own departments that are also these kind of negative alpha male type people. But of course, when it comes to the police itself, people expect more, and they don't want to be seeing these outrageous lapses of judgment really by police officers and also by those in charge. So Mark Rowley and Sadiq Khan really want to be pushing that the Metropolitan Police are people that we can trust and go to. So there will be a lot of changes being made going forward. It's such a shame that it has to have come through this review, which was only put together last year, this 336-page document by Baroness Casey, when a lot of this conversation has been happening year on year on year. And this isn't the only time that they've gone to a select committee as well. Last year we also saw another one which came out about the vetting process of police officers. They are going to have to do a lot of work to try and get that public trust back.
Absolutely. Now it remains to be seen how this report brings any change on the ground. For now, thank you so much for all your insights, Alex.